Okay, everybody. Uh, you know how stuff gets lost in translations, and over the years you start forgetting stuff. Well, I decided to start logging some of my stories and tales about Panama. Y'all may know or don't know that I started doing missionary work in 1993 in the country Panama and fell in love with the country. And there's a lot of things that happened there that was sort of funny or weird, and I thought, I might just start putting it on the YouTube there and just sort of let people know what's going on over there. Well, my first trip was February of '93. I went on a missionary trip, and I guess you could say it was a life changing experience. While I was there, I fell in love with a Panamanian woman, and we wound up and about 3 years later getting married. And she had two little Panamanian girls, Kathy and Amy, and I brought them back with me from Panama to the United States, and me and Maria, my wife, we had a little boy together, Jeffrey Wesley, and which that's been a few years ago. Wesley's 27 now, and I just thought I would tell a few of my experiences overseas and let you know how life was in the jungle. Well, we start out with, well, here I go. Well, let me tell you this one. One day I went to town and lost in the translation. It was about I'm going to say roughly 60-mile bus ride to town. And I was supposed to meet my mother in law at the bus station in a little town called David. Well, I was supposed to meet her about 12 o'clock, and I never showed up at the bus station on time, or she didn't show up, or something. But anyway, it was about 6:30. It was after dark, and all the public transportation had done quit for the day. I decided that I was going to see if I could get a Greyhound back to the edge of the jungle, a little community called San Juan, and I was going to San Agita. So I talked to the bus driver, and he said for $3 he'd let me off at the end of the road. So I said that'd be okay. So he let me off at the end of the big old long gravel road that went back into the jungle. And so I thought I was going to be smart and save money. I bought $1 flashlight and a 50-cent batteries, 2D batteries, put in the flashlight. And I didn't get 100 foot up the road, or maybe might have got as far as a football field. The light went dead on me. So every now and then I could flicker it and see a little bit. It was about 3.5 mile back into the jungle, and every mood I heard was scaring me. I was the only white man around, and I knowed I was halfway home when I got to this grave on the side of the road. It had a little tin roof over it and always had candles burning. When I got to this little grave site and back up in the jungle, I could hear headhunter music. Uh, boom, 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 boom. And let me tell you, every hair on my head stood up, and I took off running. I didn't stop till I got home. I tell you what, it just don't feel good to be a white man in the middle of the jungle and hearing headhunter music. That's one experience I've had, and tell you one about snakes, which they call them culevadas. I've been helping some Methodist missionary, Methodist and Baptist, build a church in a little community called Petrea Palmer, and we get through work in the evening about 3:30 every evening, and you had to walk back across the swinging bridge that the Methodist and Baptist built to get back to the community I was staying in. And this one particular evening, I decided to bathe off in the river before I went home. Well, I got down by the river, and any of y'all know about snakes. There's a little red, black, and yellow striped snake come towards me. I kept throwing rocks at him, and he would run, chase them down, and bite them. And I started calling him Rover, and I'd throw a stick, get it, Rover, and he would bite the far out of them sticks. And finally, he jumped in the river. I jumped in the river, bathed off, went home, and staying with my mother-in-law. And she asked me, says, "What have you been doing?" And I told her, been helping work on the church. And I said, before I got home, I said I was playing with a snake, a culebra, and she wanted to know what color it was. I told her it was red, black, and yellow. She said, "Are you ready to meet your maker?" I said, "That's one of the most deadliest snakes in the jungle." It was a king coil snake. And since um, February or March of 1993, I don't play with snakes. I treat them all as poison, even if they ain't poison. She told me if I'd got bit by that snake, it was a 3-step snake. By the time I'd fell backward 3 steps, I'd have been dead. Said it wouldn't have mattered if there was 50 paramedics standing there to take care of me. So I don't play with snakes anymore. And so, tell you another good one here about two little cousins. They were actually first cousins. The little girl was about 3 and the little boy was 5, and they were playing in dirt and playing playing with their cars and stuff. And asked a little boy if he would sell his girlfriend for a quarter. "No, I love her. I wouldn't sell her for nothing." I said, 50 cents? "No, she ain't for sale." "How about $1?" "No, I done told you she ain't for sale." I kept going up to $5, and he let me know his girlfriend wasn't for sale. So I pulled out a quarter out of my pocket and asked the little girl, I said, "Will you sell your boyfriend for a quarter?" She grabbed the quarter and run to the store. So the moral of this story is that us men wouldn't take nothing for our wives and girlfriends, but they'd sell us out for a quarter. So they call me panamaGeff as many times that I'd been in the jungle. And I guess I made 20 trips between 1993 and probably 2018 was the last time I was there. And so I've had a lot of experience in the jungle and met some weird people and been seen some interesting stuff. Few things has happened to me. It's a wonder if I didn't get slapped or kicked off a bus one time. It's on a bus. It was an older bus, and the windows. If you slid open the window, it went back like 3 rows of seats. It was raining and hot and muggy on this old bus, and I decided I would open the window. Well, when I opened the window, you know how when a car comes by and makes a big old wave of water? Well, guess what? That's what happened when I opened that window. A big wave of water come through, and I guess I soaked 10 people. I just reached over and closed the window, and I thought, well, I guess this is my last day. I sat down, and nobody never said a word about it. But let me tell you, you get in some weird situations, and some of the stores over there was one store. It was a clothing store, and you heard the old 70s and 80s rock and roll music going on, English music. And I asked one of the women that worked in there one day, I said, "Do y'all understand this music?" "No," but said Americans like it, and said it draws Americans in here. And they were playing it with an 8-track tape player. And this woman come out in the road and grabbed me and escorted me back in the store. And I said, "Why did you do that?" She said, "Well, we know Americans has got money." I said, "Well, you picked the wrong one today." But she said, "We get paid percentage, and we know Americans has got money, and the more stuff we sell you, the more money we make." I said, "Well, I appreciate you escort me in here, but you picked the wrong American. I'm broke as you are." And that comes to another little thing that an Indian told me one time. We was both sitting waiting for a bus, and he was eating those hot jalapeno peppers, dipping his fingers in a jar and eating them. And he asked me if I wanted any. I said, no, I don't believe I do, but I said, I'm wondering. I said, how long are we going to be on this bus? He said, about 6 to 8 hours. I said, yeah. I said, you think the bathroom works on this bus? He said, I doubt it. I said, well, I better leave you peppers alone. But me and him were both talking how broke we are, and there was some truth to what he was saying. He said, uh, he said, I'm broke and you're broke, but says there's a difference between us. I said, what's that? He said, I'm broke and can't get no money from nobody. All my family and friends are as broke as I am. But he said, I bet if you really needed some money, that you could get over here on the phone and call back to the United States and convince somebody to send you some money. I said, you're right. I probably could. And there's a lot of difference when you're out of your comfort zone. But he was telling the truth. So I'm gonna let this go for now till I can think of some more stuff. But if you hear this, give me a comment if you like these stories or you think they're crazy or what's ever going on. But thank you. This will be Jeff Sailor's Panama Jeff. We're here in Sparta, Tennessee.